All right, Hayden, how you doing?
I'm good, mate. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right. Can you see me all right?
I can see you. So, first question I want to ask you is what made you start boxing?
I started boxing back in 2017. The reason I started boxing was my grandfather was a professional boxer. I'd always wanted to box and see how far I could go. I was obviously playing professional rugby at the time, so decided that I was going to stop playing professional rugby and have a crack at boxing and see how far I could go. I'd always been interested in the sport. It obviously always been something that was close to my heart, given that my grandfather had boxed, and I just felt like the right thing to do.
Okay, so you've got an upcoming fight in Glasgow on the 18th of April. Do you know who your opponent is as of now?
It's the 14th of April. It's a Friday night.
14th, yes, sir.
Um, that's all right. Don't worry. And at the moment, just in the process of trying to find an opponent. We had asked a boy called Reese Caney, but he didn't want to take the fight. I think he fought Jay McFarlane that weekend there, and he wasn't happy with the decision or something like that. So he said he won't be fighting in Scotland again.
Do you know what the venue is?
The venue's at the Big Feed in Govan. It's like a big kind of industrial warehouse. They're going to turn into a boxing venue for the night. I think it will be really loud. The atmosphere will be brilliant. It'll be not a massive crowd, but a big crowd, and I think it'll be a great night.
Yeah, because I think that's the thing is that in Scotland we have like the best fans for boxing, but we just don't get that many fights, you know what I mean?
No, definitely. I think there's maybe been a lack of Scottish boxers who could put on a big massive show. We always had Josh Taylor, who I actually was lucky enough to box in his undercard last year. But we've not really had anybody else. But I think over the next couple of years, there's a couple of boys coming through who are going to be able to fill stadiums and put on big shows. So I think it's something that Scottish fight fans have got to look forward to, and boxers have got to look forward to as well, because the Scottish fight fans are exceptional.
100%, mate. So if you win your fight, where do you want to go from there? Do you think the plan's still a British title or you're not sure?
Listen, I've kind of maybe just adapted my goals in the short term. Realistically after my last fight, so I'm hoping to get out a couple of times, get a couple of good wins. You know, brush up on some things that I've been working on in the gym. I've obviously got a change of corner. A change of coach now, Billy Nelson. So he's been giving me things to work on that I'm going to focus on going into this fight. So yeah, it's just about getting a couple of fights under my belt, a couple of good wins, keep developing and training and sparring, and then hopefully I'd actually quite like to get a rematch with Steve Robinson. I believe he's fighting for some kind of belt in his next fight. So if he wins that, I win my next couple. Hopefully we can push the big man into a rematch, because I think it was an entertaining fight. It's definitely a fight that I think I can win. Full respect to Steve, he won the first fight, but I'd like to get that rematch and right a few wrongs.
Yeah, mate, because that sort of leads me on to my next question. Is in that fight, because you started very well, but I think it was, I can't remember what round, maybe third or fourth, you got caught. Do you think overall you're a better boxer than him?
Yeah, listen, I think like you said, I felt that I was in complete control of the fight up until he caught me with a left hook. I switched off for a second, and fair play to the big man, he can punch. So I get caught with a shot, I get back up. Felt like there wasn't long left to go in the round when the ref actually stopped it, and I didn't actually feel I was in as much trouble when the ref stopped it as I had been earlier in the round, which was a wee bit frustrating. But listen, it's my own fault for getting caught. I shouldn't have got caught in the first place. But I think, working with Billy, the things that we've been working on, I definitely think that, if I was to get that rematch, it was something that I could 100% win. I was winning that fight up until I got caught, and I heard something crazy that his game plan was always to soak up as much pressure as he possibly could in the first 3 rounds, but that's not a game plan, so I don't buy into that. But like I say, fair play to the big man. He caught me with a good shot, and unfortunately, the ref decided 5 seconds, 3 seconds, whatever it was left to go in the round, that I wasn't in any position to continue. I felt like I could have kept going on. You never know after that minute's break going into the fifth who knows what would have happened, but it doesn't matter now. It's in the past. And I just move on to the next one, get a couple of good ones under my belt, and then look to avenge the loss.
100%, mate. So if not Steve Robinson, do you think would be another fight that you're aiming for?
See, to be honest with you, I don't really have anybody. There's loads of good boys round at the weight at the moment. I think, I can't really think of one particular name off the top of my head. I just think for me, I'm learning, I'm progressing. I'm going to get 2 or 3 fights here to build myself back up. Get back into a position where I'm coming off the back of a couple of good wins, the confidence is high, and then maybe look at a bigger fight. So I've not really earmarked to anybody. Like I say, I'm just trying to learn as much as I can in the gym. But listen, if the time's right and the time's right for me, my coach Billy thinks that I'm ready, my manager Lee thinks that I'm ready, then it's definitely big fights out there to take. So it's just one fight at a time, take it for there, and when I'm ready, I'm willing to fight any of these boys that are coming up and coming through.
Okay, mate. So I have to ask you, where did you get your nickname, the Glasgow Warrior, from?
Hey, I used to play for the Glasgow Warriors. Hey, that's literally it. So I never came up with a nickname. It was my old manager. And I'm from Glasgow. I used to play for the Glasgow Warriors. That was it pretty much. It's nothing there was nothing too exciting. I never came up with it myself. It was just felt like a good ring name given the fact that it's my hometown. That was my old club, my first ever professional club, and the Glasgow Warrior, it kinda went from there.
That's pretty cool, mate. So, as we spoke earlier about your upcoming fight, it's Boxing Social Fight Night Live, right? So, is that the
Yeah.
start of a series of a bunch of events, or is it just a one-off event?
I believe that Boxing Social are going to be hosting a few of these events throughout the year now around the UK. The first show's in Glasgow, which is brilliant, like you said, to be bringing more fights up to the Glasgow fight fans. I think it's a great platform. We've got a big following on YouTube and social media. It's a great platform for guys like myself. So yeah, I think this is the first of a couple of nights that they're going to have this year, and I'm just very fortunate to be involved in it. So yeah, no complaints from me.
Yeah, mate. So, do you have anything you want to shout out?
Do you know what? I don't really have anything off the top of my head. You've put me on the spot, but I think most of my sponsors, they all know who they are. I'm obviously wearing my Harmony hoodie now, pants and socks, Grant Thornton in Jersey, High Life Construction in Jersey. I've got St. Lads Bay in Jersey. I've got Harmony Consulting Group here. God, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I'm so bad at remembering all my sponsors. It's terrible. But just all the people who support me, help me through. If it weren't for them, it would be possible to train full time. So a massive shout out to them. Massive shout out to everybody who's bought a ticket so far to come and watch me on the 14th. Really appreciate it. There's a good, bunch coming over from Jersey. There's a bunch coming from Glasgow. So I'm lucky to have that support. And just a shout out to my new coach, Billy Nelson. A shout out to my new manager, Lee Eaton. Thanks for putting some faith in me, guys, and investing a bit of time into me. It's really appreciated. And I'm just looking forward to getting back in the ring on the 14th, back to winning ways and onwards and upwards.
100%, mate. So, I'll let you go now, mate. But thank you so much for taking this interview. I really do appreciate it. And we'll do it again sometime.
Hayden, anytime, mate. Keep up the good work. I appreciate you reaching out to me to do an interview. Without guys like you, we wouldn't have a platform. So I appreciate it, mate. Stick at it.